The fastest way to rinseless wash your car. I have an electric pressure washer with rinseless wash in the bucket. Ivan LaCroix even just batch filming at DIY Detail. He told me last week, he said, Nick, why don't you just put rinseless wash in your bucket, do one rinse as your pre-treat, it will work great. I have a ceramic coated vehicle. I'm so sick of long car washes when they can be shorter. And I also have a mobile detail next week. I've been out of the game for a while. I recently tried to do a mobile job just for fun on the channel, forgot a bunch of stuff, so I'm actually dialed in tonight, guys. I am dressed like a waiter. I want to be professional, I want to be sleek, I want to be efficient. I do not want to waste time. I want to deliver amazing results. Oh, and I have a GoPro mount to my chest so you can follow me around. It's new. It's hopefully to make this a 2-camera type shoot, trying to up the experience here on Nick at Night. I want to talk about the principle really quick. At DIY Detail, we teach chemical, rinse, chemical, right? Get the rinseless wash on the surface, then rinse it, and then get the rinseless wash on the surface again for that lubrication. When I have rinseless wash in my bucket, I'm rinsing and I'm applying chemical and I'm rinsing all in one. Again, this is a ceramic coated vehicle. I've got the 8.3 stack from DIY Detail. You can find all these products on thehouseofrags.com. Just use promo code Nick at Night. I'm gonna get to the wash. I wanna wash top down. I wanna get all the crud that's on the roof off that roof, and then I'm gonna work on the rest of the vehicle. I've got rinseless wash in my wheel bucket. So this is gonna be simple, all right? Let's start the clock now. I'm not gonna rush, but I do wanna be very tactical to get this done in a reasonable amount of time. Turning on the Ego pressure washer with rinseless wash from DIY Detail in the bucket. So I'm checking my water source here, and I don't know, I was pretty wasteful on that vehicle. 5-gallon bucket, I'm only halfway through. I think I'm gonna keep seeing if I can do this in one bucket. You know what, I'm almost out of rinseless wash. I think I'm just gonna grab a little bit from my bucket. I already pre-diluted this, got rinseless wash in the wheel bucket. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more in the bucket. I'll have a little bit less in my wash bucket, that's totally fine. I just want to get this for that front bumper. Got lots of bug guts probably, I just want to make sure I've got enough water to complete this job. Actually, not a lot of bug guts to compete with here, just been dusty and dirty from sitting here for 2 weeks while I was in Omaha filming, but a few bug guts, so let's go ahead and hit this front grill and bumper. Okay, so this is kind of a choose your own adventure situation. I could do the wheels right now, I could do the wheels later. I think I'm gonna hit the paint. I think the wheels are a little easier to re-wet there at the end. They've been rinsed plenty. It's Nick at Night, so we're detailing outside at night. I'm gonna get right to washing the paint, and I'm just gonna start where I am. I don't wanna waste any steps. So tactically, I'm thinking, how am I gonna do this systematically? So I'm gonna actually use wheel and body brush on this brush. I don't have the perfectly safe brush just yet, so I'm gonna do the best I can here. This is safe on wheels, it's safe on paint, definitely safe on this fiberglass and glass. So I know that's done. I've got my Legacy sponge on the verge of dripping, and I'm just gonna work my way around section by section. Oh, that paint is so slick, you guys. Get yourself a ceramic coating. You can see the water beads right on the paint. They are so nice. Now, here's what I could do. I see some little spots here. I see a little bit more in the paint. So the question is, do I want to wash and decontaminate it once? If so, I can. That wasn't my plan. But I have my quad fold towel here. I could wash, clean, seal here, but that's not my goal even. I guess it could be, but do you see those 2 little orange dots? I'm just gonna work ever so slowly, and the appearance of those is going away. And so by doing this kind of wash, I'm also learning about my paint. So while I was gone, there were probably some contaminants that are not just here, but everywhere. So even though I wasn't planning on doing a decon wash this evening, I always have the quad fold decon towel in my bucket. We're getting a lot better in appearance. I wouldn't say fully 100%, but I don't want to be putting any pressure here. This could be an iron remover, a deeper dive decon. Like, you don't have to get everything every time you do something, right? We're just showing you ways this can be done. And I don't need to decon my glass, but I could here. I suppose if I'm being tactical, I really should stick to the plan. So let's wash each panel. So I already did that, right? So I'm just gonna work my way around. I'll probably get to a point, guys, where, well, I'm looking for the perfectly safe brush. I cannot wait for that. But I'll probably get to a point where I'm washing this Jeep, even with the wheel and body brush. There are just times when having a brush around a Jeep makes sense, because there's just, there's a lot going on in terms of nooks and crannies and weird angles. Maybe not even weird angles, just no angles. Now I'm already thinking, how could I have done this better by possibly bringing my Rinseless Wash bucket over here earlier. That's a little brown still in the water, so I'm gonna come back one more time. I'm gonna put this bucket ahead of where I'm going. So there was a little brown in the encapsulated Rinseless Wash solution. That's the beauty of Rinseless Wash. When you see that, go over it again until the beads are totally clear and your sponge is doing everything you need it to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about an insane decontamination today. I will get the iron remover out soon, but shaving even just kind of what you can see off the top feels nice to me. It's like, okay, I've at least catered to and been a good steward of my paint. Okay, I'm being tactical. I think I forgot about this earlier, but boy, does Rinseless Wash help clean a ceramic coated up vehicle so nicely. I'm just gonna make sure I get into all this trim if I can with this brush while it's in my hand. Why not, right? Nice protected trim, beading nicely as well. Ivan's like, why are you using distilled water? Why are you using distilled water? And he asked me enough and challenged me enough on it and said it really doesn't matter. And I know that we talk about the science of it, but I'm so ingrained from when I started detailing that you had to use distilled water. And those polymer spots that are left behind, if the Rinseless Wash solution dries on the paint, you can just wipe them right away. And so I just need to impart to you guys how awesome it is learning more about efficiency, because again, I have this job coming up and I don't want to be there for 12 hours. I think I already did this. I don't want to be there for 12 hours on a basic detail. I want to make cool content. I think it's gonna be fun to be out in the field again. I love detailing, but I don't want it to be a disaster because I'm disorganized. So I appreciate all the viewers here at Nick at Night and telling me kind of strategies for making a checklist of your equipment before you go, which I love. I actually made one for this video. And that's why I don't have my entire arsenal out on the ground. You can see I just have my tire lotion, protection, wheel bucket right there. And that's it. I've got one drying towel solution. Got one drying towel solution just sitting inside the car. Not 7. And after spending that week with Ivan and Sylvia, I will tell you, a lot of it is in the prep. So it was getting these buckets set up after I had that conversation with myself and made that checklist. And while I'm here, I'm just gonna clean up these as well. If I'm worried about that getting a little dirty, I can kind of wring it out like that. So it's a little black there. I'm gonna put it in my Rinseless Wash bucket. If for some reason that stains, I'll just spray some all clean on, agitate, and rinse, and those fibers will clean right up. Okay, we're staying efficient here. How are we doing that? We have one product in the bucket and 2 brushes. I've got my wheel and body brush from DIY Detail, and this has been reserved now to my for sure wheel brush just because it got stained and I don't like the look of it. So before I clean it, I'm just reserving it to wheels only, and that's gonna work just fine for me. And then here we go. Yes, Rinseless Wash is all you need to clean a well-maintained wheel. We talk about this a lot on the channel, DIY Detail. If you detail your vehicle more, it's going to be a lot easier to clean. And those are just facts. And I'm not using anything special on these wheels. They're not that dirty because I've used protectant products on them. And just like that, those are ready to dry. Now I'm done with the wash. I have a little spare Rinseless Wash in there. I'd like to give a little bit more water to the actual hose, pressure washer system bucket, sorry, because I want to rinse this wheel when I'm done, just to really flush out all that crud. So this is my just devised method. Rinse it off. And then while the surface is still wet, spray into my pressure washer nozzle fan. And you can see just the tight water behavior. So these wheels are definitely, even the barrels, gonna be a lot easier to clean. You can see the rinseless is drying on the surface here. I'm actually not that worried about it. I probably got a little sloppy with it and should have done the paint first and then come back to the wheels. That's where not having a plan kind of manifests. So I think I need to just stick to my plan and say, if I'm doing wheels last, I'm doing wheels last. But here's the cool thing. Now I have our 2 twist towels, and I can leverage a drying aid like Quiver Hot Coat. Now, I'm not sure how much he recommends you use, but because there's not a lot of moisture on the surface, and I just have those polymer spots, this is actually incredibly safe as a drying method. And because I have no rinseless on the surface really left to contend with, I can go minimal, I can go sleek, like the person I was trying to be when I dressed in all black. I can just leverage the 1 towel here. I've even got the extra here as well, guys. So I wanna make sure that my towel technique is good for the camera, but essentially I got my thumb on those 2 loose corners, and I'm just using no pressure to cover the surface that I just sprayed with Hot Coat ceramic detail spray. I'm realizing now I totally forgot to wash this, so I'm just gonna do a gentle wheel and body brush wipe. Don't even really like this wheel cover, to be honest with you. What should I do? What should I do with that? Should I expose the wheel? It just doesn't match the new wheels we got when I picked this up in Omaha recently. Now, if you want to live on the wild side, you could use the same towel you dried the paint with on the wheels. Because I actually really did work hard on these wheels, I'll just do another spray of Quiver Hot Coat on these wheels as I move my way around the car. So it looks scary over there with those polymer spots. Dry right up. All right, guys, that's it. The paint is washed. There's nothing really to worry about in terms of drips. Under the lip here, under the mirror I see up there. But this is a brand new brush from DIY Detail. So if it were to shed at all, that's why. I haven't used it yet. I tried to give it a little shake in the air and I didn't see any fuzz. But every once in a while when you just get one of these flag tip brushes and it's a brand newbie, it can fluff just a little bit. Not the end of the world. It's just shedding. Does it one time, and then you're done. I'm just gonna get the underside of this tire as well. Of course, that tire lotion is gonna give this vehicle a pop. All right, guys, just like that, this wash is done. I'm gonna show you around the vehicle. What did you think? I loved it. I want to try to incorporate as many efficiency hacks as I can. And if you like efficiency hacks, well, Ivan, he kind of picked apart my rinseless washing in another video. It was a pretty good one. I think you should check it out. It's right here.